And with Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming out in a couple of months, you know that there's going to be a lot of stuff that deals with the present day and Layla Hassan. We're going to be searching through a lot of things, trying to figure out all about the ISU technology. But there's a couple of questions that we have, like who is Layla Hassan? Who is this stubborn, brilliant, mind that created her own animus? Just completely unpredictable, always sliding in my DMs. No, I'm kidding. She doesn't slide in my DMs, and she doesn't return my calls or emails either. But anyway, who is Layla Hassan? So for a lot of this information, we could actually turn to her laptop and look that up. She was born in 1984 in Cairo, so that makes her around 34 years old now. Her family immigrated to Queens, New York around 1989. She was always interested in tools and taking household appliances apart to see what makes them tick and trying to put them back together. She attended Berkeley College where she met Sophia Ricken. Now, Sophia Ricken, in case you don't know, you'd have to go and watch the Assassin's Creed movie, because the Assassin's Creed movie and this game actually have a lot of tie-ins between the present day. Sophia Ricken actually was a friend of hers at Berkeley, and it was there that Sophia saw something in her and thought that she'd thrive at Abstergo's Young Innovators program. All right? Around March 31st, 2006, a young Layla drops out of Berkeley to join Abstergo. She takes Sophia up on her word. She works not on the Animus project, though. She's working on Abstergo Fitness, on something that is called the Body Band, which is basically a Fitbit. So she really just wanted to work on the Animus. Around January 2014, she joins the Historical Research Division. That's closer to the Animus, but not quite. So while she's there, she's aware of the Madrid division that you see in the Assassin's Creed movie. And she actually converses with Sophia, and Sophia is talking about a robotic arm, which is the animus that you see in the movie. It's not one of these lay-down animuses or sit-down animus. It's actually a giant robotic arm that holds onto the user or the subject. It puts an epidural in their back, and that's how they actually travel into the animus. So one of the ideas that Layla had was you need a 6-axis machine that you would put in there. Okay, a 6-axis motion rig for the animus would actually allow the user to perform the acrobatics and really live out the life of their ancestor without having to lay down and just see it in visions or whatever. So that was her idea. Later on that year, she hears about the portable animus, and she's angry that she's not involved. She gave a lot of input to Sophia, and Sophia acknowledges that, but feels that Layla can't be trusted to be on the Madrid team. She feels that Layla is too stubborn and unpredictable, and her operations file actually has a bunch of sanctions. She just can't be a good girl. She's just really, really rough. All right, she doesn't stay to the constraints or value the sensitivity of the assignments that she has. So Sophia and Layla have a little falling out, and Sophia asks her not to contact her anymore. So in anger, she decides that she's going to go against the grain and build her own animus, which is what we see here. And it's going to be portable. Okay, she even craps on Sophia, believing that the animus can parse genetic memory from smaller data pools. It could also use incomplete samples, but still create a high-level model to sync with. So maybe that's one of the reasons why we hear all this stuff about Layla's animus being special. Okay, still looks like, like an Iron Man mold or whatever, but it's kind of cool. Now, in December of 2016, Alan Ricken, who is Sophia's father, dies in the movie. Okay, it was said that it was like a fire, and in a freak accident, he actually fell and, bumped his head, and that's what killed him or whatever. But if you actually saw the Assassin's Creed movie, you know what really happened. You know what went on and how this man died and everything. So, we fast forward. She tries to contact, Layla tries to contact Sophia with absolutely no response. She felt bad. She wanted to know what went on. She says, I know you don't want to hear from me, but, please let me know what's going on. Absolutely nothing. So during that time, Layla decides to be a good girl. She decides to start, doing her work, following the constraints of all missions and everything. And she ends up still working on her portable animus. At which point, she gets a break where the division is actually sending her to the Kotara Depression to find an unidentified cave, grotto, or hollow, and they're supposed to swiftly retrieve and return an artifact of high interest. Okay? Now, Layla always brings her portable animus with her because she's always tinkering with it, and it just actually pans out. She's expecting here to find a book, a vase, some garbage, whatever, but instead, what she finds is a mummy, and that's Bayek's mummy. So she comes in here, finds Bayek's mummy, and then she decides this would be the perfect subject to use and dive in the animus with. She figured she would, just dive a little bit, get into Bayek's mummy, and then just, relive his memories and go from there. And here's something I didn't notice until I started shooting this video. Do you notice that Bayek's face is on the lid of this sarcophagus here? There's his mummy, and there's his face. And also, Aya's face is on hers if, you take a real good look, which I'll do while I'm telling you the rest of it. So, as I said, the artifact of interest was a mummy, and unbeknownst to her, it was two mummies. If you look there, there's Aya's face on that sarcophagus lid, which is pretty cool. She actually dives into this, and she starts going through the entire lifespan, or not the entire lifespan of Bayek, but Bayek's life. And then, she wanted to actually get a hold of Aya's information. So she took Aya and put her stuff in there. And her animus is actually able to take both those DNAs and sequence them together. She could either, for some reason, her friend Deanna, who basically is like her wing woman here, has a boyfriend named Milton or whatever, and Layla jokingly said, hey, I'm going to combine your DNA sample and Milton's and see what happens. See if it, produces something fun or whatever. Which was really,
Damn it,
really
my
weird.
papers went everywhere.
Whoops, anything important?
Yeah, the notes on the animus.
So that actually is pretty interesting, the way they did all that. Now, as she's diving, she discovers things. She doesn't even know that the Templars are Abstergo. She doesn't know that they're the same thing. She's kind of naive to that. She just thinks that this is a company where they're doing all this nonsense, and they're hiding things from her, and she's just aggravated with that. So she didn't even realize that the Templars existed. Now, in the sequence where you come out here and the Templars are actually looking for her, they're looking to hunt her down, what's going on is that she's taking too long to return with this artifact of interest. They want to know what's happening. So they send this little hit squad, and the hit squad comes, and of course they fail. But, it's just something really crazy that's going on. She actually fails, or she doesn't fail to, have a success as far as the animus goes. She fails to hide it from them, and they come looking for her, which, that's just a pain. While she's in the animus, though, she does experience the bleeding effect and stuff like that, which is why she's able to walk around and do all this climbing and stuff, just like Bayek. And another thing, as you're going around and you see these little notes and everything like that, you can actually collect them all, and you could add them to your notations here, and you could actually figure out a bunch of the design of the Animus. What exactly makes her Animus so special? It's all hidden there. You know, so Layla Hassan, she's just an absolute brilliant mind. Real stubborn, real stubborn. Wants to do things her way. You know, is willing to, like, you know, take a lot of risks in order to discover the truth and just uncover the boundaries of, like, science and the Animus, because that's all she's really interested in. By the end of the game, when William Miles comes and you know, finds her, he's offering her the ability to continue her research unhampered and, you know, protect her from Abstergo. So we're going to see what happens in Odyssey. But, you know, there you go. There's basically a lot about Layla Hassan, or a little bit about Layla Hassan. What do you think of her as a protagonist? I know for a while we just didn't have a protagonist. Like I said in a previous video, some people, they really can't stomach her. Other people, you know, are all for her. You know, they feel like she's a good protagonist, and, you know, really we needed something like this, and being that Desmond was killed. We didn't need to be, you know, like this nameless, floating, you know, like a person that was helping the assassins, like in Black Flag. And, you know, we really needed a focal point for, like, the present day. So, you know, that's why some people actually like her. Like, some people just don't like her attitude. They don't like, you know, how she's all gung-ho. She is very, very, very stubborn, and she admits that. So, you know, she isn't without her flaws. But we'll see what happens in Odyssey. In Odyssey, like I said, there's going to be a time period where we're going to play as her, and we're looking for Isu technology, and that's going to be the focus of the present day thing. But she's going to dive mostly into the Animus to find clues to that during ancient Greece. So what do you think of all this? Do you think that Layla is a worthy character? Would you have liked to see somebody else? Would you have liked to see Desmond, like, you know, resurrected like they were trying to do when they were looking for the Shroud? Or even never have died at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And as always, thank you for watching.